Welcome here inside the Student Activity Center here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. My name is Parker Morrison alongside my co-caster,
Lincoln Dodds.
We got a great matchup for you guys today. We're starting it off game one of this ESC tournament. BGSU Falcons taking on Central Michigan Chippewas. CMU sits 8-4 on the season so far here in the ESC standings. Well, it's obviously got to go back previously in the season where we took on BGSU. We ended up dropping the ball on that one, losing 3-2. Two of those games coming in an overtime loss. So that'll be an interesting one to see today.
Very close game, especially in that BGSU game. We actually lost 2 games in overtime, which those overtime situations are so tough, especially with a team without as much experience. We see BGSU, they're in a little bit of an older program. They have a little bit more experience, and those overtime wins really prove that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, the last few games besides BGSU this season were played at the CRL Fall Open, where CMU took down Full Sail University, but fell at the hands of North Texas and GGSU, then taking a 1-1 game split against Nebraska. So at least they got that on their roster. However, this BGSU team, something to not look over. They sit at number 4 in the ESC right now. Central sitting at number 5. And then if we end up winning this game against the BGSU Falcons, CMU is likely to go up in the top of your screen there. You see Ball State versus Kent State. I think we all know how that matchup's going to go, Lincoln, and if it goes differently, I would be genuinely surprised. So CMU going to be taking on Ball State in match 7 if they defeat the Falcons of BGSU in match 1.
Yeah, Ball State was just dominant against the performance against CMU here a couple weeks ago. They've been dominating against everybody all year. I believe they went undefeated in league play, which means that they're undisputed #1 seed. If it is a double elimination tournament, however, if CMU does beat BGSU and then they lose to Ball State, they will go down into the losers bracket where they will play. Suspect they will play one of two, either Akron or Northwestern, if the seeding is correct. Which in a tournament like this, where Rocket League, where it's so unpredictable, who really knows what they could be playing at that point in round 3?
Yeah, well, Ball State finished 12-0 on the season. Akron sits at number 2 at 11-1. Northeastern brings up the 3rd slot at 9-3. BGSU and CMU tied at 8-4. So probably the most dead even match you could have pulled out this season. And as we saw earlier in the season, 2 overtime losses. It was a 3-2 game, an absolute nail-biter until the very, very end. So Central Michigan gonna have to recollect themselves from the couple losses in the CRL Fall Open and get something rolling. We heard earlier that their scrim matches were going well, so that's a good thing to look forward to. The roster we're looking to see today, probably the usual Bwearzz trio and ColdNIcee combination.
That is who traveled. So they are down in Ohio right now doing a in-person tournament down at Cedar Point. Bowling Green does have a significantly shorter length to travel as they are a Ohio team. But I think based on what we were seeing from the CMU Esports Instagram, I think these boys are ready. I think they're ready to go out there. They had a great scrim, as you mentioned, before the actual stream. And I think they are ready to go out there and really give everything they can against this Bowling Green team and hopefully get a good first-round win.
Well, CMU, Bowling Green coming up next on this stream. When we come back, we're going to have all the action for you, so stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back inside the Student Activity Center here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. We are underway. Bowling Green State University, Central Michigan, Game 1 of the ESC competition here for Central. 4:36 left to go, and it's still scoreless. Good sign from the Chippewas. Bwearzz almost has one off the left post there. ColdNIcee, he's going to recollect that one in the corner. Pop up mid. Saved by Slick Billy. That'll go left side.
We're seeing these teams come out incredibly quick. As we suspected, these teams were so close. An early goal can be the decider, especially of these game ones where it's so fast. We're going to see Bwearzz with a shot just blocked out by Billy there in the corner. He does get the boost. Billy's going to try to get a little thing moving here. He does get the demo on ColdNIcee, but he isn't able to do much. Trio sort of just floundering. He doesn't have a lot of boost there to do much.
Plenty of shots on net, though, for Central Michigan. BGSU not recording a single one. Here's an opportunity. That one goes just far right from Trio. ColdNIcee is going to have to get back. Trio is also on the way. He's demoed. He's got 0 boost. He's got to start cooking for CMU. ColdNIcee now down the length of the field, significantly outnumbered in boost category. They're going to have to recollect themselves, get something started defensively if they want to clear the zone on this one.
ColdNIcee moving it forward here. He's going to try to go by himself a little bit here, but it is deflected by Briggs. It's knocked away. Trio's going to try to collect in the corner. No, that's a miss. Maybe a miscommunication. They do remedy it very easily there. As you see ColdNIcee get a demo on the goalkeeper, Bwearzz is going to try to knock it in the middle for a defensive center, but it does not work. Trio to ColdNIcee on the receive. They chip up to the middle for Trio to recollect. He's in a dangerous spot here. He does get it on the outside. A little bit of a missed opportunity there by BGSU to try to get some movement. We are going to see a quick counterattack. Trio on trying to go for the redirect. Not going to get it, but ColdNIcee here in the corner. We're going to see Bwearzz in the middle. He does lose the 50. We're going to see a shot here. He is off the post. Once again, this is a very, very fast game so far. We've seen 2 off the post and critical opportunities from both teams. ColdNIcee here going by himself. He's so good in these 1v1s, but we're going to see if we can get anything going here in this game number 1.
Trio's going to drop that down in the middle. Saved out by Corey, and this is a very even match so far. No team has scored yet. Both have had plenty of opportunities. Here's Krieges. He gets taken away. ColdNIcee, 0 boost down the right side against Corey. That one goes in his own net. Bwearzz picks up the first one for CMU. Central Michigan starts the lead off. And what a play there. Bwearzz gets the pinch off, and Krieges will actually put that in his own net. And that was a howitzer of a shot, 138 kilometers an hour. Central Michigan starts the lead, 1-0. We're underway.
Fortunate goal there for CMU. As we're going to see maybe a return. Bwearzz is there to get that return. A little bit of a fortunate goal there for CMU. Kriegs just stuck in the wrong place at the wrong time, allowing a goal to happen. As you see in ColdNIcee here on defense, he does have a ton of boost, but he's going to have Trio there to back him up. Bwearzz is there. We are going to see a return as Kriegs gets his revenge, going 1-1 with an own goal and now his own goal. See a nice setup here by Slick Billy. A little bit of a commitment there by ColdNIcee. Not able to get it. A little bit too few boost there to try to get up. And it is a good shot there for
Yeah, no one back post for the Chippewas, so that's going to hurt them. But they do play this, 1 up or 1 back, 2 up method that a lot of pro teams will end up playing, and that's going to kill you when it comes to situations like that, when you just simply don't have enough time to get back. And then at that point, there's not a whole lot you can do against 3 Falcons and 1 Chippewa who's not even back post. However, we sit 1-1. No deficit yet for the Chippewas. They have not been behind in this game. And a demo from Bwearzz sees Trio hit the back of the net for the Chippewas. 2-1. What a great play by Bwearzz there. Or actually, I believe that's Slick Billy that demoed Bwearzz and actually messed up his own teammate with the smoke from the demo. Trio will just roll that on in. Central looks to be in control of this game right now, but Rocket League, things can change in the blink of an eye. Here's Bwearzz. He'll air dribble, tries to go over Slick Billy. That 50 doesn't go in his favor.
Trio. Respawn. I think we're going to see on both sides, both teams are playing that 2 forward, 1 back. We're going to see a shot here by ColdNIcee. It's not going to be blocked. ColdNIcee is going to have it back to the middle for a shot from Bwearzz off the back post. We're seeing a whole bunch of shots. Trio might be there. All 3 players just can't quite get the redirect into the goal there. Had all the power, all the buildings of a perfect goal, but it's not able to, as BGSU's trying to just play some desperation defense. Trio's off the roof. It is going to get blocked. Bwearzz should be there to receive and recollect. As we see a little bit of a switch, this game has been so even so far in almost every statistical category. Obviously, CMU is up by 1. A very nice deflect there by Bwearzz. As we see ColdNIcee try to play that offensive role. He's been so effective in the 1v1s. He hasn't been as good today, though. He's struggling to get it moving. As we see Trio here tip it up, trying to get in the offensive half. He is not going to have boost, though. Bwearzz might have a good shot here. Not able to do it. ColdNIcee gets it over. As we've seen with the formations, both teams are playing that 2 forward, 1 back strategy. Just basically get some good defense. They realize they're going to give up some goals, but they just want to outscore the opponent. It doesn't, in Rocket League, it doesn't matter if you beat them 6-5. Oh, Slick Billy gets a shot in there with a very dangerous center there. Trio just gets a little bit stuck in air jail. As we're seeing, he doesn't quite come down. He did not have boost, though. Just a little bit of a misdirection there from BGSU with that centered ball into the shot, and so effective for them. All teams this year.
15 seconds left in this matchup. Central Michigan Bowling Green State University tied up 2-2. We're gonna have one last opportunity. Here's ColdNIcee. He's got it on his car. He'll drop it down. Krieges takes it away. Bwearzz on the 50. Wins that one. Trio's got a shot opportunity. 0 hits the clock marker. And CMU has it up in the air. Bwearzz will send it off the backboard. He's got his flip reset. He might have an opportunity. Denied by the Falcons.
A very nice shot there by Bwearzz. Just a last ditch to try to get it. He does not quite. The 1-2 been so effective. Does not work in this case, though. And it is all too familiar to the first time we played each other. BGSU and CMU going to 2 straight overtimes. Let's hope the outcome's a little bit different here. As we're going to see a shot here from ColdNIcee as he gets demoed. Bwearzz go a little high there. ColdNIcee gets the deflection. It's going to be a 2v1 here in the backfield if they can move fast enough. It's in a very dangerous position here, but they do have enough boost. He is going to be stuck in air jail on the way down. Bwearzz here gets the deflection, and the boost has really decided this game. Both teams are so good in the air, so fast. We see a shot here. ColdNIcee is there to receive. Both teams playing so offensively here. They're both not willing to commit. They're so offensive in these end points, and we're going to see Trio here with another opportunity. Doesn't quite get the turn, but it is a very difficult shot. We're going to see Bwearzz here with another shot. He does get it. A little bit of a mistake there for Bowling Green, but doesn't matter. Bwearzz gets a beautiful shot there to end it. Just a little bit of a bounce over. You see the shot. For all respect, Billy should have had that. Just gets stuck in the wrong place. He's not playing that back post. We saw a goal from both sides with that, with both teams failing to play that back post. This goes a little bit more costly, though, as the first game goes to the CMU Chippewas.
CMU played phenomenally in that one. Bowling Green wasn't able to get back post in time. Central Michigan sneaks that one by them. What a great play from the Chippewas there. It sets themselves up for success, and that's the first overtime victory of the season for Central Michigan against Bowling Green. They went 0-2 in overtime previously in the season, so CMU takes the first game 3-2 win. This is a best-of-5 series, so they need 2 more games to finish off the Falcons of Bowling Green. However, Bowling Green will need that 3 games to finish this off. So CMU doing what they do best here and taking that extra time in between games as kind of a timeout or recollection. Yes, they did win this game. However, Trio, the leader of this team, always likes to take this time to, kind of chill out, recollect themselves. What could we do better? What can we improve? And make sure that they win game number 2 following this victory.
It is a very, very tight game, as we saw with it being going into overtime. We see this just so much at this level where it's just so tight. We see both teams has a wider range. They both have champions. They both have grand champions. And at this level, a single shot can really change it. And as we've seen in these games, it is really changing everything. As we get to game 2 here, a neutral kickoff. Trio gets a spring, as we're going to see Bwearzz try to go 1v1 here. He gets it. Bwearzz with it. Oh, no!
That stays out. What a play from BGSU there to support their teammates. And Lincoln, that's something that both teams have done great tonight, or this morning, actually, is the fact that they are able to back up their teammates so well. When one messes up, they're right there to back it up in a very dangerous position. Trio just put them in the net. He's got 100 boost. He'll fly up, hit the ceiling, get the reset. There's Bwearzz on the way. He sends one on net. Krieges is going to deny that opportunity. Bwearzz to collect. He's got another reset. Trio's up now. That one bar down and out. CMU collects the bump there, so Bwearzz on the right corner. He's going to have to deflect this one. He does. Corey in a race with Trio. That one's off the wall. Bwearzz to touch that one on, send it to the right corner. Trio for the Chippewas. He's going to recollect there. Send it back. Looks for ColdNIcee. That one deflected by Corey. Bwearzz in the back right corner. He's going to have to send that one out. He does. Slick Billy has an opportunity. Denied by Bwearzz. 1v1 for him, but CMU not going to be able to collect that 100 boost. ColdNIcee up in the air. He'll air dribble it down. Looks for a flip reset. Can't get it to go off the 50. Bwearzz on the right wall. He'll get taken away by Kreegis, and this is a lot of back and forth play style for the past minute straight. Just a ton of 50s, a ton of midfield opportunity, and neither team can get anything going so far.
This is exactly what we want to see. Both teams have been so competitive here. We saw that Bwearzz, the brilliant shot, is barely kept out in the early stages. We're seeing both teams playing back-to-back, just great offensive Rocket League. As we're seeing a little bit of a struggle to get things going here on both ends. You've seen great opportunities. They're putting it in the right spot. Just neither team can really execute to the level that they need to score at this juncture right now. So we're seeing Slick Billy. We're going to see Bwearzz here with another shot. They've got two back. I think BGSU is sort of holding back. Last game we saw the 2-4 commit. We saw the 2 forward and commit. Play that. They play 2 forward. And now in this game they're playing more 2 back. They're going to try to weather out CMU as they appear to have a little bit of momentum here with those early 2 opportunities. One off the post. You're going to see Bwearzz go for the air dribble and immediately get demoed in the air. You do see a shot there, but Trio's there. Another show of that, just being able to support each other. Trio's going to try to go forward. Does not have the boost to do so though. Seeing ColdNIcee might be here 2v1. He does get a very important tip. As you see Bwearzz moving forward with incredible pace. He's not able to quite get it as we see Trio get demoed here. ColdNIcee gets a demo. They are going to get it as we see 2 demos really just pull out the defenders of CMU. Not much you can do about that when you just get demoed like that. With but a very simple finish there for Corey as he gets that finish. It's very difficult. I think we're going to see, we saw a little bit of a shift in strategy from CMU in this beginning of game 2, trying to play with more speed, trying to play with more aggression, maybe trying to be less, I mean, they are trying to be very technical, but they're trying to play with more aggression, trying to play less caring as much that if it looks pretty, more that it's going to get shot. And Slick Billy is going to get a very good goal here. Very unfortunate goal for the CMU. He just gets a little bit of an angle there on Bwearzz. ColdNIcee not quite there as the boost game is really deciding this game 2 with all 3 of the CMU players being under 30 boost, I believe, in that second goal.
Yeah, CMU definitely going to have to pick this one back up. They've been playing that 1 back, 2 up strategy, and it hasn't been working for them this game. We might see a Trio goal here. We do. 2-minute marker exactly. Trio is going to try to bring it back for the Chippewas. Bwearzz with the reset there, sends it off the back wall. Trio to finish for the Chippewas. That was a great team play and definitely a momentum switcher and something they needed desperately to stay in this one. The last 2 minutes are very important. Here's Trio on the ground dribble, denied by Corey. He had 0 boost there, but CMU with all 3 players up right now. ColdNIcee gonna put that one off the back wall. Tried for a bump on Slick Billy, didn't get it to go, but they're applying the squeeze now. A minute 40 left to play in this one. Central playing some great team Rocket League, and that's something that this team has always done well. They've been very selfless this season.
We're going to see a very dangerous offensive strategy. CMU realizes if they can get it 2-2, they already won 1 overtime. If they can push it to another one, their chances have been good, especially if they can get 2 goals in a row. Good momentum will be completely on their side. As we see them playing just a back and forth game, this is exactly what we want to see out of a tournament style like this, where it's just been so aggressive, so strong. It is a win. It's not really a win or go home, obviously, but it is a loser's bracket, which puts you at a big disadvantage for the rest of the tournament because you do not want to play Ball State if they get knocked out. We're seeing Corey here move it. We're seeing a whole bunch of movement by both teams. We're seeing both teams running out of boost again. We're seeing a little bit of tip up. We're going to see a great defensive strategy there out of ColdNIcee. You can get down. Both teams, just some defense ball by CMU as they are moving it back and forth all the way across. As we enter the last 30 seconds here, we're seeing CMU, they're lacking the ability to get that boost, which is seriously hampering their offensive ability to really get much stuff happening. But we're going to see Trio here with his boost. Move it. We're going to see ColdNIcee off it, tip off the roof. Maybe Bwearzz is there waiting. He is. He does get bumped, taking away any opportunity to make a good air dribble there. What are you noticing with the rotations? Obviously, the boost is deciding this game. As we enter the last 10 seconds, seeing ColdNIcee here, maybe trying to mount a last attack. As we see, Billy does get a good tap there. Bwearzz is going to try to tap it forward. Just try to get it as we enter the last second. Freaks is there. It's going to go down to end game 2. Bowling Green is going to take game 2, 2-1 here in this tournament.
Yeah, 2-1 loss coming on that one. Central just not able to get enough goals there to finish it out. Bowling Green did a great job of denying a lot of offensive pressure from the Chippewas, and they noticed, and something that they did very well was they played that 2-back, 1-up strategy. For a solid 2 minutes of that game, they went up by 1, and then they switched mid-match to that 2-up, 1-back strategy because they knew they had the advantage, and that's something a lot of these pro teams are going to be doing. Central not able to switch their strategies around mid-game as they trailed the entire game. So Bwearzz, Trio, and ColdNIcee are going to have to recollect themselves. They're taking this time in the middle of the match yet again to, reinforce what they've been doing all season. They did lose to this team earlier in the year, so they know how they play. They've played these exact players before. They're going to have to switch it up, get something going. If they win this series, they'll be playing most likely Ball State, so they're going to have to be preparing for that one. But this match is the only one that they're concerned about right now. It's tied up 1-1, 5 minutes on the clock. 33 boost apiece. Central Michigan BGSU underway for game number 3. Again, we are tied up 1-1 in a quick miscue. Corey might have an opportunity here. ColdNIcee denied that opportunity. Trio on the way. He's got ColdNIcee right next to him, and he whiffs on the opportunity there. Completely fanned on it. ColdNIcee's been playing tremendous defense so far. We saw that little series in the last game where he was able to get one out and go on the crossbar, drop back down, and save 2 more shots back-to-back. He really kept the Chippewas in that game for as long as he could.
Yes, CMU is a really big momentum team. If they can get out of the gate early, they're going to be very effective. I think BGSU recognizes that. They've now got 5 games of experience against, well, more than that. They now have a full game as well as a whole bunch of these sets of game film to watch. And I think they're starting to realize that if they can hold off CMU in the first little bit, CMU does struggle to get momentum at times. And we're going to see CMU here once again struggle with that. Craigs is going to get a goal here in the early section. Just a little bit of an overcommit by CMU. They thought the counterattack was fully on, as we see. I believe that was Trio in the far right to sort of take off, getting ready for a counterattack. And Craigs gets a great move back into the middle there for a finish by BGSU.
Yeah, CMU just unable to get back in time there, and nothing you can really do. And a lot of this, Lincoln, is, it's not CMU playing bad Rocket League. It's just these two teams are the most evenly matched teams in the entire ESC conference tournament right now. 4 and a 5 seed. Everyone else sits at least 2 seeds apart from each other. So Central Michigan, Bowling Green, both exactly middle of the road here, as Bwearzz almost had an opportunity, a little too slow, but another opportunity from ColdNIcee denied. Now this BGSU defense has just been phenomenal, and it's stopping the Chippewas on all fronts. We saw that last game. Trio had that bar down opportunity, and it was denied somehow by a miracle. BGSU kept that out. So here's Creus down the right side. He's got an opportunity. ColdNIcee, the defensive powerhouse for the Chippewas this match, something we're not used to saying.
Yeah, generally ColdNIcee is a brilliant 1v1 strat. Oh, another one off the post there. 5. I believe that was
Trio there, yeah.
Once again, ColdNIcee not really used to him playing a more defensive role. Usually he is got a shot there. Craig gets another one. Just gets over the top of, I believe that was Bwearzz there.
Yeah, Trio yet again.
Gets over the top of him and just is able to get that finish. Not something you want to see, especially with 2 minutes 30 left on the clock. And you're going to see if the 2-goal effect can help CMU in this case. You see him really try to get one up. Trio does have a full can of boost, but he might not be able to get to it. He does. As you were talking about, these teams are so evenly matched. Only a game advantage. You're going to see Bwearzz here with another one. He does get blocked. ColdNIcee with a potential. He has 42 boost. Not going to go up to contest. Sort of going to pick his battles here. If he's playing more of that defensive role. You're seeing Trio here with a very dangerous shot. ColdNIcee going to try to go forward here. We're going to see a very interesting sort of midfield-esque strategy as we're playing in the neutral. Trio's going to get one through. The possibility Kriegis is there to sort of defend. Kriegis seems to be almost like the glue guy for this team. He's serving almost the same roles as Bwearzz has for CMU in the past weeks, where he's great in those goals for opportunity where he needs to score. Bwearzz is that way too, where he's great, he's consistent in those opportunities. but he's also very effective in all his fundamentals and things like that. You see Bwearzz here going forward, and Cmich is able to get that knock. Seeing ColdNIcee go up and trying to knock it down for CMU. Cmich has just enough to bounce it, but he's not going to. Bwearzz here on the defense, he gets the bump for Trio, possibly to do something with it. Trio's just a little bit static in that opportunity. He doesn't have any momentum going into it, which makes dribbling very difficult in Rocket League. ColdNIcee get another shot on. He just can't quite get it through that phalanx that is the BGSU defensive line right now.
Here's ColdNIcee down the right wall. He's going to try to just clear the zone on this one. CMU hasn't had a real opportunity in the past 2 minutes here. Here's a goal by Slick Billy. 3-0 Central. Just getting absolutely pummeled in this third match. Cannot get anything going offensively. That BGSU defense is an absolute powerhouse for them. Central's going to have to collect their bearings, get something going in this last minute. We've seen them come out of, this situation on top before, but it doesn't happen too often. Cmich gonna put another one home for Bowling Green.
It is a hat trick for him, as he's been very effective in those moments where he needs to score. As you're seeing here, just a little bit of misfortune from ColdNIcee. Isn't quite able to get the boost he needed. He did it out, not quite looking for the clearance. Bwearzz, Trio, and ColdNIcee are going to really look to the next game and say, what can we do to make the next game playable, make it easy to win. We might be seeing a little bit of nerves here. It is these guys' first time at to my knowledge, their first time at a lane tournament like this. Oh,
no, it's not their first time at a LAN tournament like this. However, CMU definitely not having the experience at these tournaments that a lot of these older teams do. It's a little bit of a newer program here at Central. However, nothing to look over as they sit 5th in the league for ESC as Trio picks one up. Game's not over yet, he says.
Yes, certainly. We've seen them be so effective in those attacking the corners, because of how BGSU is playing, where they're so centralized in the middle. Those outsides where those 100 booster pads are can be really effective to attack for CMU. As we're seeing here with Bwearzz gets a double demo against really stuffing any defensive efforts by CMU here.
I'm glad you mentioned that outside presence. Great save from Bwearzz there. Yeah, definitely. Central is going to start needing to favor those outside lanes as Slick Billy just gets another one, 5-1. He has 2 against the Chippewas in this match alone. And that's just an unfortunate circumstance for ColdNIcee. He picks up the bump, 4 seconds left. CMU is not going to be able to take this game back. However, that outside lane is going to be critical for Central, as BGSU plays a lot of that inside air dribble coverage in Central. 5-1, the final score for game number 3.
Yeah, indeed. We've seen CMU be so effective. We saw it a couple weeks ago in the last game. I believe the last game of their the NACE league play against ODU, who were undefeated at the time. Most of their goals came from those outside angles. ODU plays defense very similar to the way Bowling Green is, where they're very centralized, and CMU had great ability to attack those outer edges and really get the goals, with Bwearzz and Trio really being almost like poachers in that very middle to get those goals.
Well, this is a do-or-die scenario for the Chippewas now. BGSU leads 2-1, and they're going to have to find a way to stop Cmich. He picked up the hat trick last game on only 4 shots, which means that CMU only able to save 1 of those. However, we're going to take a look at the shot totals for Central. 8 shots in that last game, 1 of them went in. And 8 shots for BGSU, 5 of them went in. So I don't think it's as much the offensive pressure right now that CMU needs to pick up on. They've got to win their small battles, which is going to come at the hands of the defensive standpoint, where they've got to stop BGSU's momentum right now, because this is a very offensive team. Yes, their defense is phenomenal. However, that offense, clearly with 5 goals, is definitely kicking them in the backside right now. So we are underway. Slick Billy has the first control of the game. BGSU is going to try to take it. Here's Cmich. The all-time powerhouse for the Falcons thus far. Here's ColdNIcee with a save on Corey's shot.
He had a great disruptor there by BGSU, but he is able to just get past him, and Bwearzz is going to look to go into the attack here. You're going to see BGSU here. Does look like they come out in that 2 forward, 1 back. A little bit of a different strategy here by them. As we see Kriegus go in the back, different from what we've seen with him being more of a midfield role. As we're seeing in the beginning of the game, the jitters are sort of out now. We're in a do or die situation for CMU, and we're seeing Bwearzz here with an opportunity. He just misses that very last one, but we are going to see Trio here with another one. He's in front. Slick Billy does get a very good deflect as we see ColdNIcee tip it up. We have Slick Billy there for the reset, but Trio's there. They're going to try to attack those corners. As we were mentioning, they're very effective. As we're seeing a great cross there. Just a little bit of a miscue by ColdNIcee, not quite able to get there in time. Seeing Trio here with another shot. It is going to be a long one. Not going to quite go in, but there's going to be a guy off the backboard, which Bwearzz breaks up. We're going to see a shot there by Kriegus once again. Just another one of those, the area on the top right of the goal, where they have just been having issues marking him, where he's moving in and out. Kriegus with another one, making it 4 goals in the last 2 games for him. We're going to see if Central Michigan can bounce back from this game, bounce back from this goal, and really move into the next part. As you're seeing ColdNIcee here, we have a very good opportunity. He does go down to boost here in the wrong bit. Trio there with a beautiful goal off the backboard. I believe, no, that was off a save by ColdNIcee. See, we see ColdNIcee. Oh no, it was off the backboard. Off the backboard by ColdNIcee, and then Trio's just there to back him up. We see those ability to really back up each other in this game.
Yeah, Central Michigan finally bringing this one back. Here's Kriegus, the absolute dominator for this Falcon team. He's been a real struggle for the Chippewas to deal with. He was not this much of a problem when Central faced them earlier in the year. It was actually Slick Billy that was the story for a lot of that one, picking up 5 goals in a simple 3 matches. Yeah. That one's going to be a very tough opportunity for the Chippewas. Bwearzz sends that one to the corner. He's going to sit on the backboard there, wait for his chance to clear the zone. ColdNIcee will take that one out of his reach. He's got 100 boost now. He'll send that one down the length of the field towards net. Bwearzz sends it to the right corner. ColdNIcee try to recollect for him. He does. He'll send that one mid. Trio not there to finish it home for the Chippewas. Bwearzz is. He'll pick up boost left side. He's got 100 now. This team is going to have to get something going offensively. We sit 1-1 in this do or die scenario. 2:46 left to go in this matchup. Central desperately needs a goal here to swing momentum back on their side. And once they get a goal, really what they can do is play 2 back, 1 up, and switch that mid-game once they start leading, if they can start leading. And that's something that Central's really going to have to look for come the next 2 minutes, 20 seconds.
Yeah, CMU is going to have to really push here. If they can win this game 2-1, or if they can really push on and get a 3-1 victory, that would really shift the entire dynamic of this matchup. But it does appear that Bowling Green is playing a really defensive play style here. Just try to run out the momentum that CMU is running through. As we see Bwearzz here getting another tap over the top. We are going to see Trios down there at the bottom with ColdNIcee over top. He's just not able to quite get the positioning he needed. As we see ColdNIcee there get a little bit of a constellation with a demo. We see ColdNIcee with opportunity there. It's not saved once again. It's just not quite able to happen. They're just missing that last bit.
Got another opportunity here, Bwearzz.
He does get it there. Bwearzz with a much needed goal for CMU with a brilliant tap over. We see Bwearzz here beat the first guy. And he sees the goalkeeper and is able to realize that he is not going to have enough speed as long as he slots into the top corner. Execution perfect, exactly what they needed in this game 4.
Yeah, and Central's going to most likely be playing that 2 back, 1 up strategy now as they lead. Here's another opportunity. Lincoln, something that we've seen a lot today is Central missing a lot of open chances that usually we should see them be making. And we saw Trio the first match, miss a very open net. We saw just there ColdNIcee hit a hard whiff on the net. They finished the job, got it done. However, that's something that Central doesn't usually slack on. That's going to be something to look for in the next game if there is one. Here's an opportunity. Bwearzz 3-1. Central leads. A minute left to go. That's his second of this game. He's putting this team on his back, and he's saying, I got you guys. Don't worry. 3-1 in game number 4. this do-or-die scenario, Central gonna most likely just play completely defensively unless they can get another opportunity. And yeah, as we're seeing right here, Trio and Bwearzz are kind of going to sit mid and back respectively. Here's Bwearzz on the dunk down off the backboard. Billy is going to send that one out of the reach. And he's going to collect himself for the team. ColdNIcee all the way down. He'll take the 100 boost. Slick Billy on Trio. He'll pop that one over. Bwearzz off the backboard. Keeps it clear for the Chippewas. Right side, here's Bwearzz. He'll collect the 100 boost. Try to get back for his team. ColdNIcee misses that one. Trio, the lone defender. He finishes the job for the Chippewas. Sends this one down the length of the field. Can he get there in time? Slick Billy keeps that one out of reach. CMU still leads by 2. The infamous 2-goal lead, and it hasn't affected them all season. It doesn't affect them now. ColdNIcee will put them up 4-1. A complete reverse of game number 3. The 5-1 loss sees Central take utter control in game number 4, 4-1. They lead. 18 seconds left to go in this do-or-die scenario, and Central is not giving up yet.
It cannot be overstated how bad they needed that. That was absolutely necessary for ColdNIcee to get that finish there. As you mentioned with the open goals, I think they got the jitters out. I think at the beginning they had a little bit of jitters. They're playing in a new space. They have a different sort of setup, and they obviously struggle a little bit. Whereas you see Trio here with another shot. They do have 3 back. We're seeing ColdNIcee with another shot. They are going to play 2 back as game number 4 will go to CMU, and we are going to go to a sudden death game 5 here in the first set of the tournament. Exactly what we want to see. Well, obviously not what we want to see. What we want to see for entertainment here in round 1 here of this tournament.
Well, CMU absolutely reversed what they did in game number 3 in that 5-1 loss, and they picked up where they were lacking defensively. And seriously, it's once you start leading, the momentum just absolutely pours your way. We saw that with the Chippewas, where Bowling Green started getting lackluster. They started making some very simple mistakes, and Central's going to capitalize on every single opportunity they have when it comes to those mistakes. And we saw that there countless times, most notably that 3rd goal, where Bwearzz was able to bounce it off the ground, get it past one defender, and there's no one back post. Bwearzz was coming in from the left side. Bwearzz sees that, flicks it right over, top right corner goal, and that put the CMU Chippewas up by 1, and they finished that game 4-1 on the victory. So this game decides it all in this best-of-5 matchup. Whoever wins this one will move on to most likely take on the undefeated Ball State Cardinals. So here's CMU. They've got the first goal. ColdNIcee, backboard down. 1-0 CMU leads. Trio will send it down the left side. What a play there on the demo, and we've seen that so much this season, Lincoln, is where Trio sets his team up for success. He gets the demo on the goalie, and it's either ColdNIcee or Bwearzz that finishes the job. They don't miss those, and they haven't missed those all season. CMU leads 1-0, and that's a huge start for the Chippewas.
They needed that so bad in this game. It really assured them that what happened last game was not a fluke. This is how we're going to play now, and this is what we're going to do. With those attacking those corner areas, they really have sort of broken down the defense. All BGSU with another shot. His block there by, I believe that was Bwearzz in the corner. As we're going to see Trio here go up, he does get a tip on it. It's going to be in a very dangerous area here. As we see a shot, Bwearzz doesn't have a ton of boost on the bottom. He does mess up that 2-tap. Bwearzz is going to mess it up. Trio here with an opportunity. He's going to be 1v1 in the back corner. He does not quite get to it. As we see Bwearzz here, Trio's just trying to be a little bit of a disruptor in the goal there. He's not quite able to get to it. As we've seen a really back and forth game 5, as we expected, high energy. Everybody has everything to play for here. Nobody wants to go down to the losers bracket in round 1. As we see another shot, Bwearzz is going to put it in a dangerous opportunity. Not quite going to get it. ColdNIcee does take out the goalkeeper for a second. Bwearzz here with an opportunity to back in the middle. Trio just off the crossbar, not quite for CMU. That 2-0 lead would have been very important. As we see Slick Billy get the opportunity possible here. ColdNIcee tipped it up in the middle. A very dangerous thing as we see Bwearzz, the very good save there. Slick Billy, they're on the sit. Momentum has shifted so much in the last 10-ish seconds. We see Trio go on the other end.
This is just back and forth play style. Both teams playing amazing, and it's just been a great matchup. And this is exactly what you expect come the most even teams in the conference. Here's Trio. He's got an opportunity. Sends one on net. That one deflected by Bwearzz. And you're seeing CMU put on the pressure right now when they get the momentum swing in their way. They're going to send 2 up, 1 back. as they've been, after that goal in the very beginning, they've been playing 2 back, 1 up. And once they get momentum, they'll switch it around, try to get it going. Here's a demo from Trio. ColdNIcee tried to send that one on net to no avail. It's deflected by CGGS, so Trio going to be the lone attacker up. Bwearzz will send it on net. This might be an opportunity. That one just saved by Corey, but Bwearzz going to send it back to ColdNIcee. CMU needs to send one person back. Having 3 up is a very dangerous position, especially when you lead by 1. Here's Bwearzz, the lone defender, keeps that one out of the net for the Chippewas. 2:25 left to go in this matchup. ColdNIcee is going to send that one down, waste a little bit of time for his team. Bwearzz sends it up. He's demoed. Trio's there to collect for the Chippewas. ColdNIcee now. He'll dribble it in. That's deflected by CGGS. So much back and forth play style. And CMU still leads by 1. Something that this team is doing phenomenal is they're backing each other up. They're playing with speed and poise, and they're getting it to their teammates when they need to. And that's that play style.
Maybe he doesn't quite get it. This is going to be, that is true. They're playing such like a team. That's exactly what we want to see. Trio with a good shot there. ColdNIcee maybe on the 1-2. Tip to the middle. Bwearzz is there. He doesn't quite have the boost to finish it. ColdNIcee goes to the 50. It's going to be a neutral with Bwearzz. Getting that corner boost is so important. Trio's going to try to break it here, try to break those lines. Trio, Bwearzz might have an opportunity here if they can get it in the middle. Very dangerous spot. ColdNIcee's there waiting. It is exactly what we want to see. They're playing almost perfectly in sync here in this game 5. We see Trio knock it off the roof. We're seeing Slick Billy there. We're going to see ColdNIcee fly through with full boost. Not quite going to get it as CMU's playing those 3 front, putting so much pressure on BGSU here in this game 5 as we see CGGS really getting an attack. Slick Billy from the other side to collect. Trio with a brilliant one. We're going to see just CGGS in the back with just have respawned from that demo. ColdNIcee's going to tip to the middle. He's going to get the corner boost. From CGGS, it's going to be a very difficult opportunity. Unfortunately, CMU's rotation just not quite there for this part. You're seeing Trio tip it up into the middle. BGSU, there's not a lot of ways to say it. They are on the back foot right now. As we're seeing Bwearzz tip it into the side. Seeing Trio knock it to the middle with a very dangerous spot here for CMU. He has Corey coming over the top.
Yeah, we definitely apologize for this one. Not exactly what you want to see. I believe our stream might have crashed there. So we're going to broadcast this one off our Discord stream on what we can get going. So we apologize for that one. We'll get this back up as soon as possible on our end. But yeah, we'll take this one off our Discord stream.
The last 20 seconds, it is 1-0. CMU's going to try to desperately defend here. As we're seeing Bwearzz tip it up into the middle. Very dangerous opportunity here for BGSU. Trio's going to knock it to the middle. As we see that Bwearzz is going to play last 10 seconds here in the opportunity to play game 1. With a big clearance there by ColdNIcee. We're going to see Bwearzz here just try to tip it in the middle. Make it 2-1. This is the last second here. As we're seeing a last second attack by BGSU. It's going to knock to the top. Down to the bottom. ColdNIcee, she's got to get it to the ground. As we're seeing Slick Billy to the tip. We're going to see 3 BGSU attackers in the bottom here. As we're seeing a desperation defending here by CMU.
Still up in the air. Here's the shot opportunity. Saved there by ColdNIcee. Bwearzz is going to try to get the clearance off. CGGS just tips that one out. Trio drops it down. CMU moves on. They'll take the victory 3-1, I believe. I don't even remember the score, Lincoln. What a play, 1-0. I don't even know where the goals came from. CMU will move on, most likely to face the undefeated Ball State. They lost in the very beginning of the season to BGSU, and now they take the victory, get their revenge, and this one definitely counts and is a little sweeter than the beginning of the season.
That was a brilliant game by CMU. Full credit, though, to two bowling green as well. They were so effective in both ends, but CMU, brilliant. They were playing in perfect synchronicity, perfect with each other, exactly what we want to see from CMU in this stage where it is the end of the year into playoffs. It is exactly what you want to see when we're going to play a contender like most likely like Ball State next. Is if they're going to have any chance, they've got to play like how they just played right now.
Well, definitely. We again apologize for that little hiccup. About 40 seconds left in that game. Our studio monitor crashed here. We were broadcasting off what we could see from our Discord screen. So when we come back, we're going to recap a little bit of that for you, and then we'll get everything fixed out, get everything ready to go. We'll see what happens come the next game, and that's going to be most likely Ball State. And they're taking on the 8th-ranked Kent State, and CMU, when playing Kent State earlier in the year, absolutely dominating performance. So if Kent State can somehow pull off a win against Ball State. I'm sure CMU wouldn't mind that whatsoever.
Certainly wouldn't complain about a little bit of an upset there.
Oh yeah, however, Ball State coming up next on the matchup. We're going to recap all of what just happened in a couple minutes. We're going to fix our studio monitor, so we'll be right back. You're watching Cmich Esports here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Welcome back inside the Student Activity Center here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. While our guys are over in Ohio, just took on the BGSU Falcons, came away with probably the most nail-biting game of the season, down to the very last second and then some as the clock hit 0. The ball was still up for Lincoln, probably a good 30 seconds afterwards. A very, very, very intense last game. And what would you expect from the 4th and the 5th seed, the most even teams in this matchup? Let's recap a little bit of what happened. We'll go to game number 1 first. CMU, a 3-2 win. Started off very strong. What'd you see from them in that matchup?
That matchup was exactly what we expected of CMU. They've been so effective in the game 1s all year. It was a lot closer than I thought. Usually CMU comes out and was very effective in the first game and then struggles to score in the last few, but they were super effective in that first game. Obviously led on a little bit more, but that first win was really, it was a good foundation there for CMU to come back in the later stages.
And then game number 2, they took a loss 2-1. Unfortunate circumstance for them there. They fell and tied it up 1-1 for the Falcons. And then that game number 3 came in, and it was a 5-1 loss. And that was a huge margin for them. Both teams coming in with 8 shots in that matchup, and only one of them coming away with a very, very clear victory. But I think it really goes to show that CMU doesn't give up that easily. They're able to bounce back, and I genuinely think it's those little timeouts in between games. I mean, it's not a lot of time, but it's just enough for CMU to recollect themselves and have that team leader trio kind of, instill a little bit of work into them. In game number 4, they reversed the roles, 4-1 win. And that's huge for them in that game number 5. Again, Lincoln, the most nail-biting game that we've definitely casted all season. A 1-0 win. Only 1 goal in that matchup, and it came pretty early on for the Chippewas, and they played defensive, back-and-forth play style the entire game. Lincoln, take us through a couple of the guys that you kind of match up throughout this Rocket League roster.
So we really saw a good matchup there between Bwearzz and Krieg. I related them both in the game. They're both like the glue guys. They're your consistent guys you can always lean on to give upper mid to high level gameplay all the time from. And we really saw that Krieg's was so effective in those opportunities where you're not really expected to score. It's impressive if you do, and he was it was so effective, which we've seen Bwearzz. He was like that in that game, in the game 4, I believe, where he was so effective in the same kind of shots where you're not expected to make them, but it's impressive if you do, and they constantly make them, both of them. And then we have Trio in Slick. As you mentioned, Slick, last time we played, Slick Billy was so effective, and he had so many of the goals. And last time we played, Trio was like that as well. I think we've seen more of a both of them into the more playmaker role, into the more defensive role throughout the season. Maybe the same sort of like life cycle. Obviously, these teams only separated in the regular season by that head-to-head matchup, which should show that they very much have some similarities. And then ColdNIcee and Corey are very similar as well when it comes to play style. They're both very good one-on-one. They both can do very well when it comes to overall performance.
Yeah, CMU definitely took a very, very tight victory there. So Ball State going to be next up on the roster for them. We are unfortunately not going to have access to that one. You guys can go ahead and go over to the ESC stream when we finish off this post-game show. And we'll put the QR code up on the screen for you right now. And CMU taking that last victory, something they did so phenomenally in that last game was being able to back each other up. We mentioned that, I believe, in game number 3 when they still had that 5-1 loss. It wasn't like they were playing bad Rocket League. It was simply that Bowling Green was just playing better Rocket League at that time. But CMU able to just back each other up. They were able to get in those tight spots. They were able to, get back post to cover their teammate. They were able to go on the backboard, drop down, get those saves, as we saw ColdNIcee do probably 3 or 4 times throughout that game. CMU takes a 1-0 win in that game number 5, something that they did so very, very well. So Central moves on to Ball State. The roster is stacked for them, and they're hoping to end the ESC season out with a bang. And it's going to be a very tough one if they end up facing the likes of Ball State. If they lose, they'll head down to the losers bracket, where they will most likely take on either Akron or Northeastern, which will be, an interesting...
Those are both very, very good teams. We played both of those teams in the regular season. I believe the game against Akron did not go in our favor. However, it was quite close. And the game against Northwestern was it was a lot closer than what the score said. It was a very back and forth game. Both teams had great opportunities, but we just couldn't get it done in that game. And so we are going to see whether or not Ball State will get through first. We know that they are playing right now or playing soon. And then we will have that stream against Ball State up here. If you want to scan the QR code, that will take you to the official stream of the ESC tournament, where all the semifinals and finals will take place, as well as the game next against, most likely, Ball State.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate all our viewers out there, and we appreciate you tuning in for whatever season you were able to tune in for. Again, that link to the ESC stream is up on screen for you. You'll have the entire tournament's coverage right there on that QR code. So game number 1, recap 3-2. Game 2, a loss 2-1. Game 3, a loss 5-1. And they came back 4-5, 4-1, 1-0 respectively. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. And we wish our guys good luck out there in Ohio as they take on most likely the number 1 team in the ESC. They're able to pull that off. That'll be quite the feat. And honestly, if they're able to pull that off, it should be a pretty easy road to the semis, maybe even the finals. So we wish them good luck out there in Ohio. We thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Parker Morrison alongside
Lincoln Dodds.
And you have been watching Cmich Esports. Go ahead and tune over to that ESC stream, and we'll see you guys next time.